All right, so my name is Muthoni Wachira. I'm the managing partner at Katapult Africa, a venture capital firm investing in the food and climate tech ecosystems across Africa. So Katapult Africa is part of Katapult Group. The group has 13 funds under management, 100 million assets under management. We've been investing since 2017. We have 169 portfolio companies and 2 unicorns in the portfolio. And so Africa is the new dedicated vertical under Katapult. We invest, accelerate, and then double down at Series A. So we're a multi-stage investor with an acceleration program for all our investee companies. There are many trends. AI is one of them. It's disrupting how we think about investing. So we actually have an AI and data analytics team within Katapult that supports our portfolio companies, but also the investment team in deal sourcing, deal operations, so the investment process, and post-investment to allow us to really find partners for our startup founders, help them with mentorship introductions, etc. The other disruption that we're seeing is a real intent focus around climate impact globally. There's an urgency to mobilize more capital into startups that have an intentional lens towards impact. The other trend that we're seeing is the fruits, I would say, of gender inclusion. So we're seeing even in our pipeline more representation of female founders. We have 44% of our pipeline has female founders in it. In our portfolio from 2022, we have 25% of our portfolio companies being female founded. So we're starting to see the fruits of a real intent diversity and inclusion strategy. So we look at a lot of things when we think about scalability and the sustainability actually of startups. So first is founder market fit. What we mean by that is does the founder understand the problem that they're creating the solution for? We have found founders who are in love with the solution or in love with the problem. So we want to find founders who are in love with the problem, have lived experience of it. We look at the team composition. Is there complementarity between the founding team, and have they been able to galvanize people to support in the cause? We look at their ability to fundraise actually. Have they been able to bring in some initial grant funding, some debt capital, some angel funding, whatever is suitable for that business model? We also look at the total addressable market. Is it a market that is large and growing, untapped, or is their business model taking a different take to what is already there in the competitive landscape? Is it an overly competed space? Is it a nascent space? Is there more capital flowing into that space? What makes them different? And how are they going to be able to scale in a capital efficient manner? As I mentioned, we have 169 companies globally in our portfolio and 2 unicorns. Of the 169, 34 are into African startups. One notable one is an investment from 2022 into a company called Complete Farmer. So Complete Farmer is in the agricultural value chain. It links smallholder farmers with global buyers. And so we were able to identify this company quite early on and participated in the seed round. And a year later, they were able to raise a 10 million Series A. What really distinguishes Desmond and his team is that he has, as I mentioned earlier, lived experience of the problem. He has focused on a particular solution to that problem and become obsessed with solving the smallholder farmer problem and the route to market problem that they face. And so I think discipline in execution, focus in the business strategy, and I would say he's really good at telling the story. And I think as African founders, we do need to improve in our storytelling. So entrepreneurs who are preparing to pitch need to be very clear about the problem that they're solving and how this solution is differentiated in the market. They need to have a thorough understanding of the competitive landscape, barriers to entry that their solution is uniquely positioned to create, and what scale looks like. They also need to have a team in place that has complementary skills because you cannot just have a vanilla team, and we need to see that there is, more than just an obsession around the solution, but an obsession around the problem that you're trying to solve, an understanding of the demographic, the people that you're trying to impact, and how that looks like. So we want to see impact intentionality. I would say when you're thinking about pitching, once you have that clear practice in front of friends and family, find a community of startup founders. Now those are thriving across the continent. People who may not be in your space but are further along in their growth journey. Pitch in front of them, they'll give you good feedback. Onboard that feedback. As investors, we really care about the coachability of startup founders as well. And finally, identify investors who are interested in your space and your stage. It will cut out a lot of the noise. Also identify investors who have not invested in your competition, because then their hands are tied. Most investors really do not want to create competition within their own portfolio. So do your homework.